George Jones. I gave him his first #1 song he'd had in 7 years, not ever had. But it was so great to be able to do that. But there was no credit, there was no money involved. Just the fact that don't want no glory, just want the job done.
What was it about, not only making the record and doing the shows, but also deciding to do this documentary? What was it about their approach that made you say, okay, I think these people are folks that I trust?
Did I say okay?
I don't think you said okay.
I
No
don't think I
kidding.
said that. That's a small question with a long answer.
Mhm.
But I don't know who put this together.
Well,
We should
Brandi-
probably talk
yeah,
a
we
little
should
more
talk about
before
it.
we
Yeah.
do these things.
Yeah.
It goes back to almost not making the record anyway, period.
Mhm.
When I finally went out to California, and the first day I was at the studio, and I knew Shooter Jennings. I've known him since before he was Shooter Jennings. But when I met Brandi, it was instant. I really liked her. And just really, really, I didn't know her music, didn't know much about her. My kids knew her, knew all about her. But what didn't take me long to find out how really special she was. But then, I'm pretty used to being filmed and photographed a lot. So, I grew up in front of the camera. So,
Mhm.
I had a reality show for a couple seasons. But when I met Kathleen and the crew, because I had not one but two mics on me
Yep.
at all times, so they got everything, and I was comfortable. I didn't even think about them being there, and so it wasn't a matter of saying let's do this. It was just a matter of getting it done, really, and just leaving it up to the forces, to the good Lord, and to these guys because they know what they're doing. But I had a special rapport immediately with them.
Making a documentary, especially one like this, you do kind of form a relationship.
Yeah.
So what did you discover versus what did you kind of think you were going to do going in?
I mean, the process of this was, well, I think both for Brandi and myself, there's also one of those lessons people say, like, be careful when you meet your heroes. And
Oh, boy.
Tanya was a hero of mine. I grew up in Georgia, and you're a household name. And yeah, my parents were Northerners, but we still got some good Southern music in the house. But she was an inspiration to me because you lived your life eschewing the norms that a woman in country music was supposed to behave, and you're 100% yourself and always have been, which gives a lot of permission for people to be and do that. And I know that's why Brandi was drawn to you and gave her the courage to not just musically, but who she is in the world.
Right.
So when Brandi contacted me, she said, I'm going in the studio, have this opportunity to make a record with Tanya Tucker. Are you in? Do you want to do this? And I think I said, hell yes.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
I wanted to ask
Yeah.
you today. Is
And I
like,
said,
how did
when?
that happen?
Well, I knew her from the past. I'd worked with Brandi in the past, and we were friendly. And I always was a fan of her music. And so she called me that day, and she said, Rick Rubin advised me when he did the piece with Cash and American Recordings, make sure you document it. And so I said, hell yes, let's do this. When do we start? And she said, tomorrow. For me, I got to meet her and for Brandi too. And there's the mythological person that you've seen or read about that you believe that they are. And then there's the real human being. And Tanya, you for me were both the mythological person and even better and more.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Thanks.
Never ever been disappointing. And so forming that friendship and that bond, it was like there's a balance between a genuine love for her of the person before I met and then the person that I got to see, and the vulnerability that you allowed us to be there and be present with is huge. And it takes a lot of courage to let that happen. You were in that studio pushing past your fears to work in this process. It was a different way for you to work, and to allow that to be captured is, it's a big deal, and it's what I believe is resonating with the audiences that see this.
Wow, it just amazes me. I'm just like in awe of all this.
Yeah.
But there's people that are really good at putting people together,
Mm-hmm.
and and I've had some fortunate and some unfortunate as well.
Yes.
But and I'm kind of like that with a song. I love to put the song with the singer, the
You're a
right singer.
master.
You know, I really am. I'm good at that.
Yeah.
Now, you know.
Right.
And I think there's not a lot of people like that are like you. They're just uh, uh, um, uh, uh, there's no stopping you.
Yep.
And once you've set your mind on something, which I can't believe that it's me, but I'm very fortunate that way. But I'm kind of that way too.
I know you are.
I don't let things go.
Yeah.
20, 40 years,
Yeah.
there's no sweat. You
Right.
know? But
And
I was just wondered about that.
yeah, and that's the journey of filmmaking too. It's like I believed in it on day 2. I knew that there was something not just to the record and what you guys were creating, but I knew that there was like your
Magic.
vulnerability and allowing us to be there and what you were doing, your voice, the entire thing. It's like I have to keep doing this and I have to keep tracking this story.
Tanya, in watching this yourself, watching yourself on the screen, what is the thing that you've learned about you? The thing that you've learned about what has led to your longevity, led to your influence on, especially the women of country music of today?
I'm honored. But, then again, I've been here 50 years. I think they just finally decided that there's no getting rid of me. And they're going to have to deal with me one way or the other. But I started out young, and I feel very blessed and really, really blessed that I got to come along at a time where I got to hang with my heroes, which was Ernest Tubb and George Jones and Tammy Wynette and Loretta. But yet I can kind of hang out with the new crop too.
Yeah.
And someone said, you know what, you're a part of the old and you're a part of the new. But did you ever think you might be the bridge between the two? I'd love to Tanya Tucker the bridge. Someone that helps the other person or other, like we were talking about in Austin, get to the other person and talk. Because if there's no talking, this side, because I'm kind of down the middle, there's things about all sides that I don't like, and there's a bunch of things about myself I don't like. And that one thing is the list, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you know who I kind of wrote that about.
Yeah.
Had that in mind because I said, someone that doesn't like me, I wish they'd write me a list of things they don't like about me. And I guarantee you, it's shorter than mine is that I don't like about me. So let's compare. But, you got to come together if anything's ever going to work out. And I'm not a politician, don't even want to be. But I love getting people together. And in all different walks of life. And so
I think
we can all love.
Yeah, right? I think that's one of the great things too about this film is you've got Brandi's world of country Americana, and you are the bridge between the two, and you bring these two different worlds together. To your point, like
that's what I want to do.
Yeah,
that would be a really good goal. I just now decided.
Yeah.